Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the College Cup Series. It has been far too long, and we hope everyone enjoyed their Thanksgiving break last week, but we're back. I'm Zach Lindler in the booth alongside Alex Gagnon, and welcome to the final round of the Fall 2023 College Cup Series playoffs, the Irish Hills 200 from Michigan Speedway. Tonight is the night where we'll cut to to our championship 4. 10 drivers from 10 different schools entered the playoff round. The best of the best this season, but only 4 can race for a championship. Ohio State's Matt Morton and Manhattanville College's Tim Moore have already locked themselves into the championship 4. Clemson's Drew Williams is the best of the rest at the moment, but he's closely followed by Tim Robb of American University and Matt O'Brien of Michigan Tech. Jake Cummings and Clint Halterman aren't out of it just yet because they're sitting at minus 19 and minus 22 to the cut line respectively, but things look a little different at the bottom of the list. Logan Clampett, Duncan O'Connor, and Drew Jawa are in a must-win scenario coming into this race, so only one of those 3 powerhouse drivers will make it to Homestead, if any. This is going to be the highest stakes race of the season for our playoff drivers, and at a track where passing is unbelievably hard and where anything can go wrong in an instant, this is going to be a very, very intense race, Alex.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, this is one of the fastest tracks on the schedule. You know, it's a big 2-mile track without that restrictor plate like we see at Talladega or Daytona. So, you know, cars are really going to be flying down there into both turns 1 and turns 3 coming off of these straightaways. You can see there from the Google Earth cam just how massive this track is, you know. I mean, and it's a very high banking, and the corners are wide. There's a lot of opportunities to put the car there, but not every lane here at Michigan is the way to go around. It is very much the quicker you can get around, the better sort of deal. So you can see there, 18-degree banking in the corner, 5-degree banking on the straightaways. A big 55-mile-an-hour pace for pit road will help drivers, but when you're driving around at close to 200 miles an hour, that 55 really isn't going to be a huge, it's not going to be a huge help, but it's still going to be a massive amount of speed you need to drop.
Yeah, this is one of the easier pit roads to get onto on the calendar because the track is so wide, there's so much room to move around, and the drivers coming out of turn 4 are going to be going about 160, so 160 to 55 isn't as much as 160 to 45. So pit road, I think, is going to play into some drivers' favor tonight. Of course, if we're going to see some green flag pit stops. Looking ahead to our strategy right now, Michigan's also a little easier on the tires, just because it's so easy to run on any line at this track, top, low, inside, outside, wherever you want. But fuel is going to last 45 laps. And in this 100-lap race, that means that we are going to have 2 pit stops under green if this race goes flag to flag. So cautions and strategy, I think, are going to be really, really crucial as well.
Yeah, the idea of being close but not close enough on the strategy means that if it is a bit of a caution-heavy race, you could have that opportunity to really try and force the issue on one stop. Will the tires hold up? I don't think they would personally. But desperate times call for desperate measures when it comes to a cutoff race here in the CIL. So we may see any number of strategies here unfurl. But qualifying's just about ready to conclude. So I suppose we can start taking a look at what a lap around Michigan International looks like here with one of our CIL drivers.
We're going to be riding on board with our Ball State machine. That is one of many in the field. Not quite sure who that is. A couple of new paint schemes out there tonight for the Ball State drivers. But Michigan, very, very long, very wide track. This is Kelton Quick that we're going to be riding along with. Quick has elected to use that middle line through turns 1 and 2, that nice balance of a shorter way around the track, but also keeping the speed up faster than the bottom, a little bit slower than the top, getting as close to the wall down the backstretch as they can. Very long backstretch, setting yourself up for turns 3 and 4. Looks like Quick's going to go dive to the bottom in 3 and 4, right on the inner seam of where you can see that rubber has been laid down from practice. As Quick going to come around and complete that lap, cutting all the way down to the apron to make that lap as short as possible. That is legal here at Michigan. You can cut all the way down to the inside apron coming down the front stretch of this D-Oval.
Yeah, and you know, we'll see a few cars even probably try that as a way to pass at this track. To your point of earlier, if it's not an easy place to pass, one of those places could be the apron if you get a good run off of turn 4. But that's also a balance of, you know, at full speed, it's not easy to completely bottom out the car like that and then pop it back up onto the banking on the front stretch. So not necessarily going to see as many takers as you would for a Phoenix with the massive concrete dog leg there, but you might see a couple cars wander down there trying to cut down the front stretch as much as possible.
And qualifying has wrapped up. I'm seeing cars start to take the grid, so let's go through tonight's starting lineup for our Irish Hills 200. Going to work on getting that to you in just a second. So pulling up the results right now, it looks like Logan Clampett is on pole position. One of our drivers in a must-win scenario has secured pole position for this race. P2 to his outside is going to go to, let me pull up the list here. Kelton Quick, we watched a P2 qualifying lap. I believe that is that Ball State driver's highest qualifying position of the year. Row 2, Matt O'Brien already locked himself into the College Cup, or excuse me, no, that's the other Matthew, but Matt O'Brien of Michigan Tech, one of the drivers who wants to lock his way into the championship for tonight. He's going to start to the inside of Tim Robb, who's trying to do the same. Behind them, Jake Cummings from Wingate University, Jason Wallet from Drexel to his outside. Andrew Stagey will roll off P7. Dawson DeLong to his outside, P8, and rounding out the top 10, Clint Halterman, UNC Charlotte, and Sky Schreck from Oklahoma University, their highest qualifying so far this season.
Yeah, going off behind him, it's going to be Wembley there from Guilford College. A little farther on back, you have got the 34 of Duncan O'Connor from Nova Scotia Community College. He's in a must-win situation today, as was the car behind him, Drew Jawa from Chattahoochee Tech, another car that is in a must-win situation here tonight if they want to advance beyond to the championship four. Ben Kellner will be 14th. Colin Culpa, 15th from Indiana. Matt Morton's already locked in. He'll roll off 16th alongside Nick Budemlik from St. John's. Athena LeClaire rolls off 18th for St. Clair College with R. Muhammad Alif and Lucas Moody in the top 20.
P21 rolling off Oscar Enriquez in his second ever start. Nick Stockner, P21. P22 goes to, P22 Stockner. P23 Andrew Williams, who needs a win tonight to lock himself in. That would do him a huge favor. Andrew McCall for Purdue in P24 and P25. Ryan Whitlock, Dylan Godinez, P26, P27. Thomas Toomey, then Michael Sidor, Timothy Wilms, Garrett Vighton, Tristan LeClaire, Jared Kaler, and Andrew Burrell, and that will round out our starting grid for tonight's Irish Hills 200. 2 drivers already in the championship 4. Who else of our playoff drivers can win their way in, or will a non-playoff driver play spoiler? Bernie